What's up and what's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to get global at every single position, because I'm damn near global at every single position. And yeah, that's all. So right here is quarterback and I'm number 52, and right here is corner, I'm number 43, and here's defender where I'm number 48, and last but not least, here's kicker where I'm number 76. Okay, just a huge heads up for everyone. You're going to need at least 15 games played for your stats to actually be inputted onto the global leaderboard. So you might be thinking, like, I have more adjusted than this guy, but you might not have enough games played. So just make sure you have 15 games played. So don't get mad at me. All right, first and foremost, I'm going to start off with quarterbacks, but before I do, I want to get into some disclaimers. Most importantly, the stat reset day started on May 4th, so if you haven't reset your stats from then, you got to restart if in order to get global. And since I recorded this like 2 days after the reset day, of course it's going to be easy for me to get global at every position, but I would say for you to just focus on one position because it's going to be a lot harder as the days go by. Okay, now quarterback. I only recommend this to people who already play quarterback and know what they're doing. But if you still want to be global and you don't know what you're doing, watch my how to QB tutorial, and that'll make you like amazing. I'm telling you. Getting into quarterback, what's going to be taken into account is how to get it, and it's going to be a mixture of your yards times your quarterback rating. So it's very important to not throw interceptions and have a high completion percentage. And I'll break down how to like easily attain this. Okay, starting off, you're gonna only want to throw to people that you trust to actually make the catch, or if you're gonna throw to people that you don't trust, make sure you only throw them in a scenario where like they can only get the ball and the defender can't get the ball if they miss that. Like this pass right here to Clippy, but eventually after a while I could kind of tell that he wasn't terrible, so I started to trust him more. Also, I suggest before you get on and hop into a random server, you have one friend that you're playing with, and like in this scenario, I'm playing with Cardi. Even though completion percentage is very important, yards are also very important. So you want to make sure you're not only throwing slants. Like right here, I took the easy deep ball that didn't put me in a risk of an interception, just because of the separation that he was able to create. And right here's a perfect scenario of the situation where you want to throw to someone that you don't trust. Just look at this, like he's wide open and I put the ball in a 0% chance of harm. So obviously you don't want to be a complete like friend passing player. So that's how you get other players involved. You really got to throw them when they're like completely open, and then if you can eventually trust them after a while, you can throw to them normally. Okay, now addressing completion percentage, which is one of the main factors of keeping your quarterback rating up. You're gonna have want a receiver on the same page as you. So when nothing's open like here, you want a receiver that knows when to come back, because that's gonna be the easiest throw for you in order to maintain your completion percentage. Because literally all they have to do is click, and just make sure you lead them down. That's all you really need to do. And yeah, that's how you grind your completion percentage up. I'm putting you on game right there. Okay, last but not least, you want to just make sure you know how to throw slants. So here in this play, I did take my time, because when you throw these slants, you need to be careful that you're not getting like crabbed by another person, because these are really easy to pick if you're not careful. So you just gotta scan the field, check if they have any leads. You're gonna want this for your QBR and completion percentage. It's basically a must. And here I just waited for him to be dead open and I threw it. It was an easy touchdown. So make sure you do that, and then you guys should be able to get to global quarterback pretty easily, especially if you start soon. If you start a little later, you're gonna need to hurry up. But yeah, that's basically how you guys are gonna do it. Okay, next up we got receiver. Like quarterback, you're gonna want someone that you trust to actually make good throws, because you're gonna need the catches per game in this one. You're gonna need the yards. You're gonna need the touchdowns. You're gonna need a little mix of everything. So make sure you're playing with someone good, and yeah, make sure you make it easy for them to throw to you. Because if you make it hard for them, then you're not going to get many passes. Like here, I did a slant because he was pressured, and I knew he wouldn't have much time to throw. You need to be like thinking critically, like I do, because I'm the smartest person in the world. And if you follow my footsteps, you'll be great. Here's another example on how you make it easy for a quarterback, and you get passes easily because of this. Right, it's third down. He's pressured. I just make a quick slant. Slants are the easiest thing to throw, so your quarterback will get you the ball if you do stuff like this. Okay, like I said, you're gonna need yards and touchdowns, so you can't just be slanting every play, even though it is a smart thing to do to get your catches. So you're gonna want to go deep sometimes. It just when you go deep, make sure you have like a big enough burn for your quarterback to throw, and you're not getting PR'd. So you can just utilize zooming out to look at your scenarios. And here I was able to tell I was wide open, and I just caught a quick deep ball for the touchdown. Okay, and just before we move to the next position, I didn't actually get a clip because I wasn't going for a receiver, but comeback routes are really easy for you to get yards and stuff because comeback routes are the easiest thing for a quarterback to throw, like I said earlier, if you were watching that. And also on this play, I took a 5 yard slant all the way to the house, so like don't sleep on these short routes, yo. Like they'll do a lot for you. So just make sure you're doing a little mix of everything, and you should be able to get a global receiver if you're consistently playing with someone. Okay, next up, we're moving on to global defensive back, and all you really need to know for this one is just to not have a lot of completions let up on you, and then you're gonna need a good amount of interceptions, and the more you have that, the easier you'll get adjusted rating. And my number one most important message is if you can't catch a ball, then go for it because that will drop your rating if the receiver gets it on a completion allowed. So here I don't go for the ball. I don't click, so it won't count against my stats. But he ended up dropping it anyways because he's a bum. But yeah. Okay, another very important thing is when you're at DB and you're trying to get DB stats, you need to be in the mind of a quarterback and think about like where he can throw and what he'd want to throw. See here, there was 5 seconds left, and he's pushed back, so he has to toss it either way. So I'm just gonna sit there and wait for him to toss it. And this is a very easy way to farm ints, especially in Publix, because these people don't know how to catch balls. And then I'm gonna skip forward to the int real quick since it's gonna be a while. Okay, another thing in the mind of a quarterback, you need to know like they need to see stuff open for them to throw it. So you just gotta give them a burn. Like I gave him a really big one, and I know he's a bum, so it's not gonna be a good throw. So if you just like know that the quarterback's not good, you can give up these wide open passes and just bait it, and that's the easiest way you'll get free ints. You really just gotta think in their mind, and that's how you'll compile a free ints. A ton of baiting. Okay, and now I'm gonna get into the really like secret underground kind of dirty way into getting global DB. This is mainly if you have a computer and a phone. If you don't have two devices to play on, this doesn't apply to you. And just before I give you guys disclaimer, this is bannable. I don't do this. I wouldn't. I don't recommend this personally, but it's just an option on the table that I've heard around the corner and I'm aware of. You could get your phone account in on the other team, work your way to get some votes, and literally just throw it to yourself. And don't make it obvious that you're throwing it to yourself. Try to like push it around a crowd maybe, or like overthrow a receiver. And this way you can get free ints. I've seen this happen before. Just make sure you don't do it like 4 times in a single game because you might get reported and banned and get your stats taken off. So just be careful when you do this, okay? Okay, next up we have Global Defender, and this is kind of self-explanatory. You just need sacks, and all you need to do here is just rush the quarterback. I prefer to rush him backwards because you can see what's going on in the field and try to cut off his lanes. And the more sacks you get, the closer you'll get to being global. And also, like the DB method, you can pull out a phone account. I'm not saying do this, but you can give yourself free sacks. So that's another option on the table. You can literally see in this drive, I got 3 sacks alone just by rushing how I rush. So if you guys want to copy how I rush, you can do it. Okay, I didn't get 3 sacks. I was lying. I thought I did. But yeah, it's really easy to get sacks. This should be a really easy global to get since nobody really goes for this. And yeah, that's about all. Okay, next up we got kicker. There's some things that I need to discuss about this one. For kicker, you're gonna need at least 2 kicks over 47 yards to get like an adjusted multiplier. I unfortunately don't have footage of myself doing that because I like to score touchdowns and I don't go for field goals. But if you want to get a kick 47 yards or over, you're gonna have to be on the 30-yard line plus, so like 30 to 40, because it adds or not, no. You're gonna need to be on the 35-yard line plus because it adds 15 yards to where you kick. So I just be a little safe, and that's the easiest way that you can farm kicks points. I mean, just make sure you're kicking your PATs and stuff. And another kind of cheating method If you know you absolutely blew the fucking kick, leave the fucking game before that shit goes through. And yeah, that's the easiest way to get global kicker. And next we'll be moving on to global running back. I don't actually run the ball because I feel like that's the lamest shit to do. But this should be an easy global to get since I don't think that many people want to do something that boring. It's self-explanatory. You just need to run the ball. Make sure you get a lot of yards when you run the ball. And yeah, that's about it for the tutorial, everyone. That's how you get global at every single position. And if you like the tutorial, please like, drop a comment. And if you need friends to play with in order to get global at like receiver or quarterback, drop your username in the comment. I might play with you guys, or there might be people in the comments who want to play with you guys. And yeah, that's all for the tutorial.